Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Adrian, and I'm still playing around with the title of the channel. We're just life over here, we're just doing life one day at a time to survive. So today is Tuesday, and it's Food Pantry Day. So I'm going to show you what we got today. Week to week, as you see, we generally get a lot of the same things, but it differs from week to week. One week we may get a lot of meat. One week we may get a lot of canned foods. Really just depends. This week, because it is getting warmer, we've got a ton of fresh vegetables, and I'm so thrilled. So let me show you what we got today. So we did get some canned fruits, some raviolis, some soups and things, some mixed vegetables. Y'all, this, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to give it to my son because I think he's going to love this. It's a ghost pepper chicken noodle soup. Thing of paper towels, because as you see, we are actually out. Some little snack cornflake bowls. I may put those in his room to go for him. Some strawberries. I'm so glad Mom and I talked about this yesterday. I wanted to do some strawberries with Mother's Day coming up. I really want to try to make my own berry cake like Publix has and all of that. So those will be used for that. Some potatoes, tomatoes, peppers, onions, some more citrus, which I'm thrilled over because I'm almost out. A huge thing of white mushrooms. So I do have some herbs, and I have some garlic and cream cheese in there. So we'll probably tomorrow, today is Tuesday, tomorrow's Wednesday, so we'll do mushrooms since my husband's off tomorrow. Some oranges, pears, a cucumber, brown gravy packet, and a thing of toilet paper. Ritz Bits. Look, y'all, we got 6 of these small French creme brulee, so we'll do those up later. Some fresh sage, which I'm going to throw in the freezer because that'll be great for later. 3 salad kits, donut holes, a fresh pineapple, broccoli, because this broccoli was delicious last week, a whole bag of fresh green beans. I'll go through those later because I've already figured out dinner. Shelf-stable milk, a ground beef, some more breakfast sausage, which I'm thrilled over. I'm going to put some of this, but I think I'm going to sneak 4 of these and make us some sausage gravy for the mornings. Some chicken noodle soup. We got a ham. Thrilled to death over that ham. Let you know what I'm going to do with that. We got some tuna and some canned chicken. And then over here, I put our little goodie area. We got some rolls, like little sub rolls, some hot dog buns, some of these baguettes, animal cookies, a couple little Swedish fish, some mints, donuts. These we've gotten before, so I'm going to throw these in my son's room. 1 Red Bull, 3 Pepsis, and 2 water. Now, what I have decided to do, I don't know if you've seen my video that I put up yesterday. It was a little short that I did to show you how I fix dinner when I'm not feeling well. I took those stuffed chicken breasts that we had gotten. I opened a couple of cans of green beans that we had gotten, and I made some rice with some spices in it. It worked out great. So today, I'm going to cook this ham. It is still frozen, but it is going to be fine. I'm going to make it because we're probably going to have ham sandwiches for dinner. If not, we'll probably end up having a full meal for dinner, and then we'll have the leftovers for sandwiches, because I do have these green beans I want to go through, so I very well just do ham and green beans and another vegetable for dinner. I haven't really fully decided, but I can guarantee you that sometime before lunch, or by lunchtime, or by 1 o'clock, we will be having a brulee. So I will video that for you to show you how that goes, because I'm thrilled to death over those. I have not had a good creme brulee in a very long time. I have purchased them before. I've not purchased this brand, so I'm excited to see how this tastes. Like I said, with Mother's Day coming up Sunday, these will not last until Sunday. But if I do like it and I have the things here to make it, which I think I do, I can make it myself. So That's where we are for now, but hold on, and I'm gonna, right after this, you will be tagged into, you'll see me go into, I will show you how I'm gonna do the ham and all of that. Okay, everybody, so it has been several hours since you have seen me last. This is probably gonna look a little different. I have had a few struggles the last couple of days, so I'm still very tired. So earlier, what I did was I took the ham. We gotta left it out, let it thaw out some, and then I unpackaged it, and I actually rinsed it because I am allergic to cinnamon. A lot of those things do have the coating on it. Luckily, the glaze packet was beside it. We don't ever use the glaze packet. Then I washed it down really good, and then I got my roaster, and I got some foil. I just rolled up in foil, cooked it by the directions. It said 275 degrees. I put on 3 because it was still frozen, and it's been in there about, let's see what time it is. It's been in there about an hour and a half. It's got another 30 minutes or so, if that. So what I also did, I don't know if I've ever shown y'all this before or not. I think I have. My sister-in-law had a fit over it the last time she came over and actually had it set up and she saw it. I got our roaster out. Hang on. Not our roaster. Our steamer. I have one of these steamers. It's a 2-tier steamer basket. This tells you how long things take to cook. You fill it up. It's not on right now. I thought it wasn't. I thought I had it cut off. I think it was just still turned on. So that's been cooking. That is done. And my husband's at work. Mom's helping me go through the fruit we got earlier, the pears and the oranges. But what I did decide to do, because you saw this and I looked it up in order to get my timing on it, it's almost 9 pounds, this ham is. And it is a spiral cut already. So I got in there and I got to thinking and have realized that, you know, I don't know if a lot of you are like me. I used to give Mom a hard time before she moved in with us for having such a small meal for dinner. I get it now. My husband and I talked about it, and we get it now. We don't eat as much as we used to. And I think we've hit that point in life. So, pretty much ham and broccoli is it for dinner. But what I decided to do was make some biscuits. Because if we don't eat them all tonight, we can have ham biscuits in the morning. Then you saw me get those creme brulees today. So if we want a dessert later, I'll brulee one of those. I may wait until tomorrow because my husband's off work tomorrow and Thursday. So that's where we are now. So I was just going to get my stuff out and talk to you guys while I mixed up my biscuits. You've seen me do this before. But I want to go ahead and make some fresh for tonight. And I don't have any more in the freezer. I actually cooked all those yesterday, I believe it was. I was playing with something. One of my ladies that I watch, she cuts her biscuits out with cutters. I always just use a round one or a biscuit cutter or a glass. You guys have seen me. I took my cookie cutters and made biscuits. So this biscuit mix you guys have seen me do before. It is the same one that I use. So I've got my mixing bowl. Let me get you down here so you can see what I'm doing, because you probably want to see that. Hold on for me. So I hope everybody's day is going well. It has been definitely, I think, more in season here as far as temperatures go. Alright, so I've actually got the windows open today. I think I told my mom earlier it was about 5 o'clock, and I think for the first time today I'd actually gotten warm. I have been cold all day. That is one of my issues that I have. So I have not been the best, but I wanted to at least make dinner tonight for them. So there's one. This is all-purpose flour. And I'm going to tell you guys, we have had, you know our plates we've been going through. So this flour that I'm using is actually a store brand flour, just because I haven't been able to order Azure, and I don't know I'm going to be able to. So, but that's all right. We're good. use what you got, use what you can get, use what you can afford. That's my motto. When you can afford the better, I buy the better. Alright. So there is 3 cups of self-rising flour. Now, I know that I'm going to do something here in a moment. That it's you either do one or the other. With this recipe, I do use Crisco. I like Crisco. I have tried my best to use butter. They just do not turn out as well for me. I prefer Crisco. So let's go in. We're going to use, I'm going to use 5 teaspoons of baking powder. Strictly because this is all I have left. The last time that I bought baking powder was at Sam's, and it was probably about a year ago. Okay, so I put 5 tablespoons of baking powder in there. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon, I'm sorry, those were teaspoons. I'm going to do a teaspoon of salt. Sorry, y'all, our washer is on, so hopefully you can hear me. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Now, you will see me go through mine and kind of separate it because it does clump. Alright, so that is your dry ingredients right there. Now, the one thing that I prefer to do is, like I said, I use Crisco. So I'm just getting that combined in there. And then I'm going to make me a little well in here. And I need a 1/2 cup of Crisco. Like I said, I've tried other recipes that have butter in them. This is one that I have done throughout the years that I have pretty much worked with. I took 4 or 5 different recipes, worked with them, and come up with this one. So this is my biscuit recipe. And the only other thing you need besides this is buttermilk. So here in a moment I will get my measuring cup out, and you need a 1/2 cup of buttermilk. Now, with me using Crisco, I also, with my buttermilk, I like to use the full fat buttermilk. I think it makes everything taste better. I just think it works better. So what I do once I get that measured out is I cut it, and then I just take my knife and go around and plop that out. And then we're going to take this over to the mixer. I'm going to grab my buttermilk. So I'll meet you at the mixer. Okay, so I have the mixer over here, and I have my Crisco in. Now we're just going to turn this on low. I don't even put it on the 1 because you are working with flour here and dry ingredients. Now you can cover it up. I do have my towels here. I try to watch this because it's my biscuit mix. And all I'm doing is getting that in here to where it's going to crumble up in there. And it's going to take me just a moment because I want it to really incorporate. But yeah, it's just really weird. Like I said, we have found out that we just don't eat a lot, so I don't cook as much. But with us having this ham, we figured it's something that the 3 of us can eat off of probably till closer to the weekend when our son comes home. Alright, so I'm going to do another well in there. Everything is incorporated. I have my 1.5 cups of buttermilk. Sometimes I put it in here while my paddle's up. Sometimes I slowly incorporate it in. Honestly, it's just however I feel that day. Now, word to the wise, do not just willy-nilly cut your mixer on because it will put buttermilk out everywhere. you're going to start extremely slow. Don't even go to 1. Just turn it on really, really slow, and it will catch up. Now that it's in there, pull your mixer up and count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now I do still see a little bit of my batter in the bottom, and I got a little bit of buttermilk on the sides. So I'm just going to do this for 5 seconds. 5 more. And I'll actually see it pulling away from the bottom, so I know it's ready. Just do not over mix it, and don't do it any more than 10 seconds, because that's really all you need, or you will over mix your dough. See, I still don't feel well, y'all. I'm very sorry. All right. Now that I have this ready, I've got my mat out and my flour and everything's out here ready. So, all right. So what I'm going to do is take my bowl. I'm going to get the batter off of my beater. All right. And I'm just going to wash my hands really quick. Mainly, not even wash them. I just want to get them wet so that I can get this out. So what I'm going to do is take and pull my batter around, because what this is going to help me do is get whatever's left in the bottom of my bowl out of my bowl. Okay. Now, usually what I do, and you guys have seen me, is I'll pat these out, get my cutter out, whatever I'm going to use. Do it. I don't have the energy for that tonight. So we are just going to cut these. I'm going to make square biscuits. I'm just going to cut them like I did the one time before. So what I'm going to do is just flatten these out into a thick rectangle. Okay. So, alrighty. So, really, to tell you the truth, as quick as that was, I'm done with this part. I'm just going to wash my hands really quick. And I got to get a pan. Now the oven, I do have the ham in, and it's almost ready. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my oven up, because my oven needs to be on 450. So, I'm going to let that come up. Yes, my ham is still in there, but it'll be fine for me to pull it up. But if I have to cook it on 450, it's not going to hurt it a bit. Because let's be honest, that ham was already cooked. I'm just warming it up. Alright, so I've got my paper. Put my notebook up. Here's my pan. I pretty much designed this as my biscuit pan. But since I'm just going to cut these, I'm going to make big biscuits. Well, yeah. Alright, let's do this. And I'm going to flour my knife. And I'm just going to make us some square biscuits here. And then I will try to pat these out a little bit. I'm not one to measure and all that stuff. You guys have seen them. They don't normally look very pretty, but they are very tasty. Now, we got one that looks like a scone, but it's alright. That's what happens when you don't cut them evenly, but we good. Like I said, I want these to be able to hold ham as well. So I'm just going to make us some big old biscuits. Actually, I think I'm going to cut these so we can have smaller biscuits. Have more. I'll cut these like this. Alrighty. Okay. Let's see if we can get them all on this pan. Alright. I need to cut that one. That's just going to be too big, y'all. In my opinion. Today. Now, I know some people make those butter slim biscuits. Y'all, that's just way too much for me. I just feel like I could feel my arteries clogging as those things cook, you know? Okay. And if they touch, it's okay, because as you guys see when I make my biscuits, when I cut them, they touch anyways, so they poof up more. Alright, let's make 2 more out of this one. Smaller than I normally make, but that's good. We don't need great big ones tonight. Been a while since I've made biscuits for dinner. Alright, y'all, my oven isn't up to temperature, but I'm going to leave my oven on. Here, let's check it out. Come on, take you with me. Alrighty, let's see here. What we got, y'all? Oh, see, it looks so good. It's doing really well. It's got a lot of juice down in there. So with that, I'm pretty sure all of the spices and stuff are off of the pan. So I'm going to do a little bit of basting just to get some more flavors through here, because it's not quite ready yet. It's definitely going to need that extra time. And I do want to put it back in the oven with the biscuit. See, I think it's done. I just want to make sure. So I'm going to put it in there and let it cook for the 10 minutes that the biscuits have to cook. Biscuits only have to cook about 10 to 12 minutes. So alrighty. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back in. And it can come back up to temperature with the oven. But I'm going to put it to the side so that I can put my biscuits in here with it. And I think I'm just going to set them in here too, because I've done them long enough to know I know what they need to look like. So they're all going in, and I'll see you when they come out. Okay, so I'm going to pull the ham out. The biscuits have probably only got another couple of minutes. I did turn the broccoli back on. I tasted one of them and they were still just a touch al dente for us. But I've got the biscuits in. I do need to pull them apart. And then I'll put them back in for just another minute or so. Ooh, hot stuff. Alright. But I went ahead and got our plates out. My husband's at work, so it's just me and Mom tonight. For now, he'll be home later, and I'll feed him when he gets home later. He loves broccoli, so I'm really excited about that. Now, what I'll do with this, because now that's done, I got me a bowl right here. Let me bring you a little closer over here. So I want you to see this. This is really cool. So, this is a oyster. This is years and years old. My dad had a Sunbeam one years ago, a steamer similar to this. And we used the devil out of it. Ended up breaking after he died years ago. And I missed having one. So, back when we lived in another town and I was still working, my mom and my husband would be watching shows and see all these things that they were making and decided that I needed all these new little gadgets. Well, one of them was they bought me a new steamer, and I love it. I use it during the summer probably about once a week, if not more than that. This is very hot. That is water. So you put water in the bottom, and then as it steams, it settles in this little basket here. Once this cools off and it quits steaming later, we'll dump that up and clean it up. It really is a pretty easy cleanup. Then when you're done with it, everything just kind of, this one nestles in this one stacks on top, and it goes under my counter. So it's a space saving thing as well. So I will put that right there, set it crooked so that it gets time to cool off. Yeah, look at those big old broccoli. Look. They're delicious. They're absolutely delicious. I've already tried one. So, really, that's all I do with that. I'm not even going to put any butter on it. It doesn't need it. I tasted it. They are delicious. Y'all have to forgive my cat. We've got the windows open. So the neighborhood animals are roaming around and it's driving them crazy that they can't go outside. Biscuits are done. Big old toothy biscuits. And then our ham. So, let me dish y'all up a thing. I got some butter out earlier. We do have some room temperature butter. And then I ran out, so some of it's still pretty cold. But that's okay. And I told them we can have the biscuits as a side, or they can pile their ham up on it if they want to. And I do have different jellies in the refrigerator. So if we just decide to turn it into a dessert item later, we can do that too. But honestly, with the way my belly is, sometimes I just like the carbs and I'll just sit and eat a biscuit by itself. With a little butter on it because it's just really good. Or do what we used to call, my daddy made homemade biscuits. And he would take sometimes and split them open when they were still extremely hot right out of the oven. Split them, liberally butter them, and put brown sugar in them. Y'all, it was amazing. Best stuff you'll ever eat. So I do that sometimes. Just going to get us some of these broccoli pieces. I'm going to get the bigger ones because they are a little still al dente, which is perfect for me and Mom. This ham, I'm going to tell you right now, it just smells so good. Y'all, spiral hams are great anyways, like I said. Just the fact that I can't have the sweetness on it. Ooh, I never have a good time with these, y'all. So I'm just going to try to cut it because we are still super duper hot. Just go back a little bit, be easier. Tell you, my husband normally cuts everything because this is not my forte here, y'all. There, I got Mom a piece of ham. There we go. A piece of ham. And a smaller piece of ham. There we go. And then what I'll do, just to make sure that it stays good, and juicy is I will take my spoon again. And we're going to put a little juice on it and then wrap it up really, 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 really good. Keep it warm, and then we'll cut it off and all that here in a bit. So that is something I'll do off camera because I'm so bad at it. So, all right, guys. So that is dinner. Dinner on a Tuesday. So we have biscuits, ham, and broccoli. And I know they say, y'all know y'all want to know. Because I'm going to tell you right now, this ham, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever had one from Sam's. But I've had one before. I'm glad I washed that off. That is very good. So guys, that's our Tuesday. We've had Food Pantry and an easy dinner. So, I hope this helps. Dinner doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be very invasive. It can be simple and delicious. So guys, take care of yourself. Take care of your neighbors. I'll see you soon.